Hello, everybody. This is Beth Bador, the Kidney Goddess, and today we're going to talk about laughter is good medicine. And I'm going to be recording this, so if you come on a little bit late here to the big show, just realize you are being recorded. You can take yourself off the recording if you'd like to. But I thought this would be something fun to do. It's just a short little video, unless we get more participants willing to share some of their ideas, their jokes, those kind of things. So I'm going to start with a quote, and I'm going to read it. "A merry heed doth good like a medicine, but broken spirit drieth the bones." So that was the little message that I was going to give, a little quote at first, and I think it's English in nature. I'm not sure. And today I want to talk about my crazy hair. I bought some coloring that was vibrant red, brown, and my hair was a little bit more brown at that point in time. Well, being in the sun and going in the pools this summer, it turned a little bit blonde, maybe a little bit lavender. So this is the color I got. I wish I had a big red nose to put on because I feel like I look like a clown. I think it's pretty good for laughter and play, what we're doing here today. I'm going to start by telling two kind of jokes that really happened to me since I've been looking for a kidney, and now that I got my new kidney, yay, on August 26th, and I'm doing really well. And you can see I'm vibrant, so as vibrant as my hair. So I would put out yard signs in people's yards saying, not people's yards, in businesses around Charlotte, all over Charlotte, saying, "Beth needs a kidney donor," with my telephone number. So I got two very interesting texts and calls out of it. I put some signs on my car also, but those weren't as funny as these. So I had one guy call me and said, "Beth, I want to give you my kidney. Let's do it right away." And I was like, cool. However, we got to go through a process. You got to be patient. This is going to take time. So after trying once and twice again to get them to correspond with this person, he sends me a text. "Beth, they told me that I couldn't donate and I just don't understand." And I said, "Well, did you ask if it were me, I'd wonder why." He goes, "I just don't get it. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm healthy. I exercise. Why can't I donate?" And again, I said, "I would want to know. Did you ask him?" And he said, "No." Didn't hear anything for about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, he texted me back. And guess what he said? "I have a bullet in my lung. Do you think that's why I can't donate?" And I said, very politely, "Yes, I think you need to keep your organs." I never did hear the story about the bullet in the lung. He never did tell it to me, but I did tell him he needed to keep his organs. Now, I love this one. Again, put yard signs out around town, even up to like Hickory, those kind of places. Another person texts me after seeing my notice, and she said, "What brand of kidney beans do you need?" And I didn't think about the yard signs, and I responded, "Are you looking for a recipe? Like, I didn't put a recipe out there. What are you searching for?" And she's like, "Oh, I thought you were with a food bank and you need a certain brand of kidney beans." I responded, "No, I need like a real live kidney. I need a kidney donor." And that was the last I heard from that one. But it's been an interesting journey along this road. So laughter could be thought of as an audible expression of our emotions and our excitement, that joy and that happiness in life. And it changes the whole psychological state of our being when we laugh. Just think about it. You can be mad, you can be sad, and if somebody, just sends you in a different direction with a joke or a trick or something like that, it can totally change your mindset, totally change your whole structure of your being, going from one extreme of emotions to possibly another, just feeling a whole set of different emotions. So think about all the different ways that you can create laughter, right? You can watch a funny movie. You can have somebody tell you a joke, or you can tell a joke. It's hard for me to tell a joke and not laugh. If I really want a different response, I have to hold back the laughter. But most of the time, I'm laughing along with the other person or laughing at myself with what I've gone through and what I'm explaining. Tickling, reading a funny story, all these different things, going to watch a comedian, right? So there's so many different things that you can do to have laughter. And I say it's laughter and play, right? So it's interesting to explore health and well-being along with the psychological state of being in our bodies when we're laughing. It brings up all these great hormones, and I just love to laugh and have fun. I'm constantly playing little jokes and playing little tricks on people that I know can handle it, and it's not in a mean sense at all. It's very fun natured. Like one of my kids, they haven't been able to be here. Hunter's been in the Navy. So I got a cardboard cutout of my son in his Navy uniform, and I take it with me to different places, like the beach, and tell him, "You're going with mom to the beach," or I'll put him in my car, and he'll drive along and I'll look like my passenger. And then I also dress him up. I wish I had some pictures for you of all these funny things I've done to this poor kid. I put on funny hats. I gave him a beard and a mustache. I put him in a Santa hat. I've dressed him up for Mardi Gras. I put bunny ears on his head. I've had him giving me gifts like a balloon that says Happy Mother's Day, and I stand next to him at my house. So that's one thing I do to the poor kid. The other thing I do is I send him these crazy little gifts in the mail for him to open up. And his roommate just doesn't know what to think about his mom. My kids never knew what to expect with me. Always doing crazy stuff and a lot of things that probably embarrass them that they can go back and tell stories about now. But I've sent him crazy things in the mail, like I put a 1 penny for him and 2 pennies for his roommate on a little card that I made. And I said, a penny for your thoughts and 2 for your roomies. And I just sent him that. My son Hunter works on jets for a living for the Navy. He's a mechanic. So I got kids play toys that were plastic. I broke off one of the wings, put it in a box. I sent it to him. I said, since you're the jet mechanic, will you fix my jet for me? And then the other day when he was in town, when I was getting the kidney transplant and I needed some support afterwards to go to things like doctor's appointments, and he wanted to make sure mom was doing okay, that I bought him 3 little blow up toys that were, I think, $6 on like Amazon or Walmart or something like that. And we blew them up at the house. And I told him, since you didn't fix my jet, we have to jet around in some new jets. So I gave him 3 blow up jets that he said he was going to take back to his roommate. And when he got home in Washington, the state of Washington, he was going to throw them at his roommate. His roommate just doesn't know what to think about Hunter's mother. We always had a good time. I remember the kids when they were younger, they liked to bring their friends over to the house because they never knew what their mother was going to do next. I kept them guessing, let's say, along in life. Kept them on their toes. They never knew what was going to happen. So laughter is a process that is humorous, and it just makes you feel good and helps someone to be happy, you know? Think about comedians that you like or actors that are really funny. Tom Hanks maybe is one that comes to mind. I just, Jeff Dunham. I just love Jeff Dunham. If you haven't seen him, he's one of my favorite comedians. But again, the things that you laugh at, are jokes, comedy, your friends' jokes, laughing at yourself. I have laughed at myself forever. Instead of crying about some of the silly things I've done in the past, I always laugh at myself. It always makes me feel better than, beating myself, saying, oh God, Beth, did you really do that? I just laugh about it. And it also strengthens when you laugh, it strengthens your immunity system. Yes, it does. There's proof. They've done research around this. And laughter is just good. It diminishes pain and sadness. Just think about that. When you're laughing, if you've had pain, like if you have back pain, does it hurt as much? Probably no, because it's all those good hormones rushing into your body and your mind is taken off the pain that you might be feeling. So it's all those endorphins that bond and connect in your nervous system that helps your immunity system and to decrease some of the pain. Think about it kind of like a diet. instead of, having to eat certain foods, think like every day you should at least laugh a couple of times that day. When you were a kid, didn't you laugh all the time before you had the weight of the world on your shoulders? And when you can learn to live in the present moment rather than in the past or worrying about the future, which in this world, there's so much concern, angst, anxiety, and so many people have depression. Just think if you could make someone else laugh, even if it was for a few minutes, how you could brighten their day and help their immunity system. Um, some nicknames that I've had over the years is I was called Giggles when I was a kid because I just giggled so much. I just had so much fun with life. And then there was a long time in life that I got too serious. And then when I was married, my husband used to call me Goofy because I used to do crazy stuff even around him. I'll tell you one funny story that might make you laugh. So I just got married, and my husband at the time, Tim, loved chocolate. So I thought, oh, I'm going to make him a chocolate cake, and he's just going to love this. So I got out a recipe, and it was a mock Black Forest cake. So if you don't know what that means, it's basically taking a box mix, adding some stuff to it, and creating the Black Forest cake, which is basically cherries, pie filling within a chocolate cake, is what a Black Forest cake basically is. Now, if you're a good German, you're going to say, oh, Beth, that's not a Black Forest cake. But I had this recipe. So I start to make the recipe, and it says to mix by hand. And then my husband at the time walks in. Well, he finds me in the middle of the kitchen floor, backed up against the wall. My legs were spread apart with the bowl inside my legs, with my hand in the batter on the floor, sitting down, no spatula. And he looked at me and he said, Beth, what the hell are you doing? And I was so excited. Tim, I'm making you a cake. And he said, but what are you doing, Beth? And I said, well, it said to mix by hand, so I thought I wasn't supposed to squish the cherries. So I'm mixing it. He goes, did you ever hear about a spatula? And I went back. Got some lipstick on. And I said, oh, I said, sometimes I think like a little kid would look at that mixed by hand. Sometimes that's how I read things. Or if you tell me sometimes something, sometimes I'll take it literally. So if I'm not acting right when you tell me something sometimes, say, Beth, play adult now with me. Because that's not how it goes, Beth. My kids would always say, Mom, that's not how it works. So the short-term benefits are the physical changes in our bodies when we laugh, right? And the long-term benefits, it gives us a quick pick-me-up. And isn't that wonderful if you can do that for yourself, or you can do that for someone else during your day? Life is just too serious anymore. It's good to laugh. It's just healthy to laugh, And then there's a type of yoga that's a laughter yoga. And I haven't taken that class yet. And I would love to do that. I just think that would just be outrageous, is to take yoga, which I love, and do a laughter yoga class. And from what I understand, it has a lot to do with breathing and stretching, laughter, of course, laughing exercises, and then also a series of rhythmic clapping and voice sounds like ho ho ha ha, ho ho ha ha. So sometimes when you start these laughter exercises and tools, then it gets you going with laughter, and then the whole group is laughing, and then you just can't help to laugh. So I haven't done that yet, and that is definitely on my bucket list. Now that I have this kidney, and the kidney's name is, have you heard it yet? Drum roll. The Game Changer. I thought that was a good one. I was going to call it Betty Boop, but then I thought about it. My first kidney that didn't work from day one through Wake Forest, it had several complications during surgery or right after. It was a viable kidney that went downhill quick. Was called Big Al. I have no idea where I got that name. I was going for an ultrasound, and the tech said to me, what are you going to call this kidney? I said, I don't know. I said, I think his name is Al. And then he told me a story about someone named Big Al that used to be somebody on the radio. And I said, you know what? That's what his name is, Big Al. So this time I decided it had to be a female organ, even though I think it came from a 30-year-old young gentleman. And I was going to call it Betty Boop. And then I thought about it and I'm like, I'm going to call it the Game Changer, because you can see my smile is bigger, my color is better, and I'm doing great with that new kidney. So unless there's anybody who has climbed aboard here on the laughter train, I am going to complete this conversation by saying, I hope you make someone laugh today, and I hope you laugh yourself. And I have some upcoming events that I would like to share with you before I go. There's a couple of them that are coming up, and I hope that I am well enough that I can follow through with these things. And I think that's going to be how it is from now on. One of them is one that's going to be online again. It's another free workshop that I'm doing. All you have to do is RSVP with your email address so I can send you the link for the Zoom, so we're not getting bombed with laughter during the course or other things that people could disturb our connection. And that one is going to be Art is a Form of Healing. So I think that'll be fun, because that's one of my passions is art, and I bring it into my transformational life coaching, which you can find information that I have out there on courses and coaching at thecreativelifebydesign.com, or you can email me at beth@thecreativelifebydesign.com. The next one is going to be on October 4th at 1 o'clock. And this is for my kidney group, but anybody could come to this as long as they RSVP. And that is Hospice versus Doula Transition from Life to Death. We all go from life to death. It's our transition. And I have been made aware of different ways to transition, different atmospheres that people can be in, environments to help them through that process. And we are going to be talking about that. And that's through my kidney support group. That's online, Beth's Kidney Support Group. And then we do it via Zoom. It's not in person yet. It's all online. And the last one I'm going to tell you about that's still planned October 4th at 7 p.m. is How to Become a Champion in Your Own Life. This is a live in-person workshop that I'm giving. And since I'm still having to be cautious because I'm on all these meds now with getting the kidney, just so you know, I will be having to wear a mask. I will bring masks for the participants. They are not being forced to wear the mask. However, please be cautious if you have any signs or symptoms of anything like COVID, because I'm highly, I don't have the immunity system to fight these things off. And I need to stay as healthy as possible to keep this kidney and me healthy. And that is going to be a $10 donation to come to that. And that is at Campo de Medicino. And if you know Bodhi, she is the one that is the host that owns this facility, this home, I should say, that she's made into a workshop center, events place you can go to. It's a lovely place. If you don't know Bodhi, connect with her online. Sacred Roots is her company name. And I would love to have you there. I think we're taking up to 20 people for that, no more, for the space that we have. But I would love to see you there, and you can see how vibrant I'm doing since I got my kidney transplant. And you can also call me if you have questions, concerns, you want to talk about anything, you want to get a recording of this. And that number is 704-218-9885. And that is my business line. And I will get back to you with information as soon as possible. So it's going on 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the 15th of September, 2022. I'm going to end this recording, and I hope to see you again soon. And may laughter be with you. See you guys later. Bye.